going to be talking about the affordability crisis that is going on in America. I know you guys know about it. I know you guys are feeling it. We're going to be talking about all those little details on how you can bring affordability back, how you can do cost savings, and when you make your next purchase for your next home, you're making the right choice. If you live in Texas right now, I guarantee it, you're probably getting eaten up with property taxes, and you're probably wondering what the heck is going on. I believe they said that we have 1,200 families per day moving inside the state of Texas. When you have that going on, you're going to have to put more infrastructure in the roads, your water, and electricity. Those are what is making your utilities go up in price. The only way you can save money is by becoming more efficient with your home. A lot of you guys that are out there, you're wanting to retire. You're wanting to get back to the peace. What has happened is, even if you have a home that's paid for, now your property taxes are so high, your insurance has climbed up, your utilities have gone up. We really built a home that is mission focused, that is bringing affordability back into America with a quality home that is going to bring peace and profit, which I know that we've been doing that for thousands of families now. Hey guys, welcome back to the Tiny Home Podcast, powered by Saddlebrook Life. My name is Kyler. Today's episode, we're going to be talking about the affordability crisis that is going on in America right now. And I know you guys know about it. I know you guys are feeling it with the rise of home prices going up. Now we're seeing a down little bit of a averaging out. But today's episode, stick with me. We're going to be talking about all those little details on how you can bring affordability back, how you can do cost savings, and when you make your next purchase for your next home, you're making the right choice. So let's get right into it. Again, my name is Kyler, one of the owners here at Saddlebrook Life, and our mission here at Saddlebrook Life is to bring affordability back in America. And I feel like a lot of companies, they talk about that affordability. They want to bring that back, but today I'm going to break it down so it makes sense for you guys that are out there that are downsizing into a smaller home, that want to go and say, hey, I want something that's affordable, but I don't want to lose the quality. I want something affordable, but I don't want 399 square feet. Well, guess what? I've got the perfect right home for you, depending on where you want to live. If you want to live outside of city limits, if you're wanting rural, if you want to move out of that 3,000 square feet home, that monthly payment's $3,000 a month, your electric and your water bill, your property taxes, for sure. If you live in the state of Texas right now, your property taxes are probably pretty high just because of the money that's needed to fund all the schools and all the roads and all the construction that's going on. So the bigger home you have, the more it's appraised for, you're going to be hit with that tax bill. So I've got my notes here. We're going to start off with the first thing we want to talk about, which is the reality that no one talks about, which is property taxes, your utilities, and your maintenance and insurance. What comes along with a 2,000 square foot home versus a home of one of mine that are 1,200 square feet home. So property taxes, usually in the state of Texas, they're different than any other state. So if you live in Arkansas, if you live in Oklahoma, if you live in Louisiana, they're all going to be different. I know Arkansas has some of the cheaper property taxes. Their income taxes are a little bit different. Your property taxes are based off the appraised value. So if you have a 3,000 square foot home, your appraised value is going to be off of that. So my property taxes, I have homes in the state of Arkansas. My property taxes per year for a 3-bedroom, 2-bath house are like $719. If you go to Texas, your 2,000 square foot home, 3,000 square foot home, your property taxes are probably between $5,000 all the way up to $12,000, depending on what your appraised value is. So when you move into a home that is 1,200 square feet, 1,000 square feet, you're downsizing, you're getting outside of city limits, you're getting to the rural, you're going to drop those property taxes down to $1,000, $2,000, whatever that is, for sure, for the state of Texas. So a lot of you guys that are out there, you're wanting to retire. You're wanting to get back to the peace. But what has happened is, even if you have a home that's paid for, your property taxes, your utilities, and your insurance, the cost of just maintaining those is really, if you look back at it 20 years ago, you're spending the same amount of money. If you think about it, you're spending, even though your home is paid for, Now your property taxes are so high, your insurance has climbed up, and your utilities have gone up because of the infrastructure that they're having to do within all the states. Because we have 1,200 families. I believe they said that we have 1,200 families per day moving inside of the state of Texas. So when you have that going on, you're going to have to put more infrastructure in the roads. You're going to have more infrastructure in water and electricity. That's why you see all the solar farms going up. Those are what is making your utilities go up in price. So the more efficient, and I'm going to give you guys a way to solve it. You live in a 3,000 square foot home, 2,000 square foot home. You're wanting to downsize. You might be in that stage where you're retired. You just got out of a job. You want to move closer to your grandkids. You might want to live closer to your whole family. Or you might be a first-time home buyer. I might be speaking to two different people. You just want to downsize. You want to have more money in your pocket. I want to make sure that you get a good quality home and you put more money in your pocket. So we move out of the 2,000 square foot home. We move into a 1,200 square foot home. And now we can focus on saving money every single month. So how do we do that? Well, number one is the more efficient that you can build a home with your insulation and the products that you use, like LED lighting with the right mini splits, you can save on electricity. So if you can keep heat in and heat out and heat out, you're going to save double, triple your electric bill because the efficiency with your windows upgraded, your spray foam insulation in the walls, which in Saddlebrook, we do a 2-inch spray foam insulation throughout the whole home. And that's going to save you tons of money, probably half your bill. I believe that we did a case study with right at a 1,100 square foot home. The electricity bill was between $30 and $50 per month, depending on how much some people like to have their house at 75 or 80 degrees all the time, or 65 at a time. Depends on what you want it at. But if you are very efficient with that and you're frugal with all those things, you're going to save a lot of money. Okay, next thing, that your taxes. Most people don't want to talk about your property taxes. If you live in Texas right now, I guarantee it, you're probably getting eaten up with property taxes, and you're probably wondering what the heck is going on. Like, what the heck? Why am I having to spend so much property taxes? My house did not go up that much in value, but my property taxes skyrocketed. Well, the thing is, I'll go back to it, is with so many people moving in, the infrastructure's costs are going to go up. So the only way you can save money is by using less electricity. So it's becoming more efficient with your homes. So if you can get property taxes cut in half, and you can get which is downsizing. So going from a 3,000 square foot home down to a 1,200 square foot home, you're going to cut your property taxes in half. If you go from 3,000 to 1,200, you're going to use your usage because of the efficiency and the size of home to heat and cool it. You're going to cut that in half. Now let's talk about the maintenance and the insurance. My insurance for a home, believe it was 1,200 square feet. The insurance was about $75 a month. That was because the cost of replacement for a smaller home versus a bigger home is a lot less, which in the state of Texas, Arkansas, Louisiana, I know Arkansas is probably one of the easiest states to really get insurance, to your property taxes are not as high. Really a good state to invest in for you guys that are investors. I would definitely look at bigger towns, college towns, for you guys that are wanting developments, to look at those. And then look at cities, how you can work with cities to get these homes in there, because the cash flow is working. There's a lot of homes that multifamily, the deals are not working, but with these, with the efficiencies and the cost, the affordability to get these parks set up, you can really get some good cash flow. All right, let's move to segment 2 that I have, why affordable tiny living is working for thousands of homes that we have sold. And number one is, I just want to put this out because I feel like there's a lot of people that think like tiny home or modular home built in a factory, that they think that these homes are tiny. They think that they're going to be cramped, that there's not enough room. We built up to a 3-bed, 2-bath. And if you come and toured one of my homes, you would see how much space you're actually getting. And you would figure out, if I'd have a smaller home, I wouldn't have to spend so much money decorating it and putting, thousands of dollars of furniture in it, because you're putting furniture in places that you probably never will even mess with. And so I've seen that with thousands of families where they bought furniture, but they never even went into the room. So We really build homes that is mission focused. That is, our mission is to bring affordability back into America with a quality home that is going to bring peace and profits, which I know that we've been doing that for thousands of families now. And we're on the cutting edge of bringing back affordability into America with everything that's going on. Let's be honest. The cost of living has went up drastically. The cost of groceries, the cost of gas. Now gas is coming down a little bit. But if you look at cars, everything that's going up, you've got all that going up. So what do you get? Why the affordability is coming back into the tiny home, the tiny house space. And when I mean tiny house, when I mean modular home, when I mean site built homes that are built here, you're going to get 5 things. Number 1, you're going to get spacious enough for comfort. Number 2 is we customize it. You're going to get your granite countertops. You're going to get your stainless steel appliances. You're going to get custom floor plans that we internally do with my home experts for you guys that are wanting, hey, I want a custom home. You can actually come in, book a tour. My home experts takes you out. They take in your design center. You pick out your windows, whether you want white or black, whether you want black granite or you want white quartz. You pick out your custom cabinets. You pick out your floor layouts. The number 3 thing is low maintenance. How many times have you're in a 20, 30-year-old home and you have maintenance? That's a big expense that you guys have out there that you can cut by going with an affordable home, but that's built with the right materials. Number 4 is energy efficient. And energy efficient, I mean, we use 12,000 BTU mini splits. We use spray foam insulation. We use double pane insulated windows. We use low efficient LED lighting, which is going to cut down on that. We use tankless hot water heaters. That is going to cut down for as much as you only need. And number 5, which is the most important, built to last. What we've seen with our homes, once they're put on a permanent foundation, it's an asset and it's growing in value every single year. You grow don't hold me to this, I'm not a financial advisor, but you're going to grow, your value is going to grow 2 to 5% every single year. That's what I've seen with my own stuff, with thousands of families that we've helped. We've seen their average go up 2 to 5%. And most importantly, imagine cutting. Let me just give you a big picture of you cutting. If your bills are $2,000 a month, imagine cutting that by 50%. What the extra $1,000 would do by putting that in your pocket. And that could do for traveling. That could be for more time with the grandkids. Imagine you now spending, saying you have $200,000 or $300,000 in savings. You paid your house off. Now you sold your house and you want to move another one. Let's say your new house cost you $150,000. Now you have $150,000 that you have a house. You have no debt. The bank doesn't own it. You own it. Now you get more time with travel. You get more time with your grandkids. You have more hobbies. You can get back to the health and wellness, and you have more money left in your savings because you're not going to spend half your all your savings on making sure you get the 3,000 square foot home, but your monthly payment. Number 3 is, I want to talk about is downsizing is not losing, it's gaining your life back. A lot of people, I was listening to a podcast, and there's a guy that he was talking about health and wellness. And, most Americans, we live to see how long we can live. How can I get to 90? How can I get to 100? Or how can I get to 75? What he said is, it's not about how long you live, but the quality of life that you have. And that really stuck a nerve in saying, how can I live a quality life that's peaceful, that I can spend around with my grandkids, whether I can spend around with my kids, whether I can have a house on a farm, I can live a peaceful life, and I can really live the dream debt-free. Imagine you getting out of your 3,000 square foot home. Imagine living in a home that's paid for. Nobody owns it. The bank doesn't own it. If you have a bad week or bad month, bad year, the bank can't come get it because you don't have any debt on it. And you're living in a space that's really affordable. It's low maintenance and it's efficient. So imagine living in that. And then number 4 is, I want to talk about is why these homes make financial sense. And number 1 is lower monthly costs. Number 2 is predictable living. Predictability matters. You want to know exactly what's it going to cost. Gives you cost, and every month is pretty consistent because of the efficiencies. Number 3 is accessible upgrades. You can do handicap accessible showers. You can do bigger, wider doorways. You can do granite countertops. You can do walk-in tile showers. You can do all these things that are customizable that you can just about do in any other big custom home. And number four is land flexibility. If you have land out in rural and you want to put a home on there and you're deciding whether, hey, do I want to build on this on site or do I want to build off site? Whether you're deciding whether to do that, offsite construction is going to take between 8 to 12 months. Building offsite in a factory where right now it's pouring down rain, the weather's nasty, your materials are getting rained on, chance of, you got to let the material dry versus, you're talking about getting a home in 90 days, 3 months, or 8 to 12 months. So depending on how speedy you want to get your home and the inspection process. So really that gives you a clear picture of why affordability, why at Saddlebrook, our mission is to bring affordability back. Affordability for you guys, the first-time home buyers that are just getting out of college or people that are just getting into retirement. You don't want to spend your life savings on a new home or a new area because you're trying to get moved to closer to your grandkids. Imagine if your grandkids and your family could live all in one property. And you might be a family that doesn't want a family compound. I'm not saying anything or whatever, but you can live close to your grandkids, create memories, and create a lifestyle that has peace and profits. And that's our main goal, really, is to bring back that to families, to bring that back to people that are closer to their, the memories that can be created with bringing affordability, bringing peace and profits back for you to have that health and wellness, for you to create more memories, to go on more trips, to be debt-free. Imagine being debt-free and not owing the bank any money. And I think that's one of the biggest things is why Saddlebrook Life, why we build a 90-day build frame, why we build inside of a factory, why we have lifetime warranties on certain products, why we have our own financing. If you don't have cash and you want to finance it, these are on permanent foundations. So there's a lot of pros and there's a lot of pros that you can go with that you can help you make a decision. And today, I hope this short podcast can help you make a decision on your future home, on your future decision, and what that looks like in 2026 as affordability of the home housing crisis, the further it's getting out of reach for most home buyers that are in the market because of the cost of living, not just with homes, but just the cost of living everywhere else. But I love you guys. Again, my name is Kyler. Hopefully you like this podcast. And if this podcast has been any help to you, give it a like, comment down below, and subscribe to our channel. And go listen back to all the podcasts that we've recorded, because all of those give you insight on what we do here as a company, what we believe in. And we believe strongly that Saddlebrook is bringing change and affordability back into America. So guys, thank you for listening to the Tiny Home Podcast powered by Saddlebrook Live. Have an amazing, happy holidays and a happy new year.